Facebook. Oh, that is different.
That's a first.
That is a first. And is that coming up from Zoom or Facebook?
No, that was from Zoom.
Oh, really?
Progress. Wow. And I did some recording on Monday. I mean, on this past Saturday, and that did not happen. So that's kind of
well, we'll figure all that stuff out. That's all good stuff. But good morning, everyone. It is Monday Mindset, and we weren't expecting that. I'm sure you weren't expecting that. But with a good mindset, you are ready for the unexpected, right? Well, good morning, everyone. First thing, I could introduce myself. Carroll-Sue, aka Naughty Boss, with a special birthday shout out to my better half with TwoSistas. Oh, you're supposed to say
yes, that's all right. That's okay. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody. My name is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. Excuse me. Yes, I turned 59, which officially means I have entered my 60th year on this earth. And I will share with you guys something ambitious, and I may have already done this, I'm not sure. But it very
as your mind starts to go.
Whatever.
You know, I had to say that just because of the way you said it.
A very ambitious goal, and I don't have my cell phone on me, so do you have yours so you can see if anybody makes?
Yeah, what do you want me to check?
No, just to see if anybody makes a comment so we can respond. I don't know what I did.
I can. Hold on one second. Let me get to that. I can certainly do that.
But anyways, I wanted to share with everyone that on Saturday, which was Carroll-Sue and John's anniversary, so happy anniversary to my sister. There's all this kooky stuff going on. Oh my gosh. Anyways, what I was trying to get at, I woke up on Saturday and I felt a little twinge, like a little bit of sadness. I don't know how to explain it. And then it occurred to me what it was or what the issue was. And I wanted to share this because I want to show you how vulnerable and raw when emotions come up that tug at the heartstrings. And I realized that obviously today is going to be my 59th birthday, but then I thought, oh my gosh, this is my first birthday without my dad. And that sadness or the tugging at the heartstrings probably lasted for about 5-10 minutes. And then I thought, wait a minute, how blessed was not only myself, but my siblings, the rest of our family, excuse me, that I was 58 years old. I had my dad till I was 58 years old. That's pretty flippin' amazing. And then I felt happy, and I mentioned something about doing some recordings with a project of that anthology that I'm on. And my chapter is actually, for the 15th co-authored project, is dedicated to that guy back there. And so I just want to share that, you know, when you have the tugs at the heartstrings, take a moment to acknowledge that and kind of talk yourself through it, or with a family member, you know, whoever you want to chat with, and know that there's gratitude even in the moments of sadness that will bring you, uplift yourself. And I felt really good after that. I'm like, I just felt so good. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, I appreciate that. And first of all, I apologize. We have a, where my office is located, I can look at the front gate. We're in a gated community. And we officially, I think, have kind of left the builder's piece to it. And the gates are now closed 24 hours a day. So typically speaking, for whatever reason, our name always comes up first to let people in. Which I don't understand that, because there's an A through Z. But what happens is they call and I'll get an alert, hey, somebody's at the gate, and then I have to press a number. So I wasn't expecting that call to come through, so I apologize. That happens because, you know, we had some little cray-cray things going on this morning. But reflecting on what you chatted about with Dad, and I felt those same kinds of things. And during not only my birthday, but when their anniversary came up, their 70th, that would have been obviously a huge celebration. Mom and Dad would have celebrated their 70th anniversary May 12th, I believe it was, because it was because it was exactly 10 days, or maybe it was 20. No, I think it was the 12th, because I think it was 10 days exactly before ours. And so, all those firsts really are part of the journey of not only the grieving process, but the celebration of life that does occur, even though the loved one is not there any longer. And I think with Monday Mindset, those are some of the things that we learn to do through the pivots, the journeys, the derailment of life that you have to embrace. Now, when they hear about mindset, they automatically think, oh, it's got to be always about good feelings. Of course, inevitable, we want a good mindset, but also a strong postured mindset is embracing those weak moments, those sad moments, those maybe interpretation of maybe might be a failure. I wish I could have, whatever, because you have to actually deal with that to move forward with a positive mindset. So part of the grieving process of going through the ups and downs, especially during certain time frames, the first months, the first weeks, the first year, and then moving forward, it might be, at a 2-year anniversary, a 5-year anniversary as the years roll on. And that really is an intricate part, I believe, in embracing our mindset, because it's knowing that it's coming, knowing that maybe we might have some sad moments, but like you looked at the positive blessing of it. And I think going through the hard times is really like a nudge. It's a nudge to remember that while you're still going through this kind of pain, remember what you had, be grateful for what you had. There are so many times where you hear so many people, you have those people out there, we know them, our audience, our viewers, where you might have that relative, that friend, and they're kind of have that Debbie Downer life kind of, it's not, it's against me, nothing's going right. And I always say we never want to really we never really can fully understand, because we're never in anyone else's shoes. Number one, we're not in their journey. But you notice you may start to kind of distance yourself, because that's not healthy for your own well-being. While you may want to have empathy for that person, sometimes you like to slap them silly or shake them up and say, you know what? Yeah, right now you're going through a tough time. Maybe that tough time is years. Maybe that tough time is a decade. But somewhere within the thick of the muck, there are blessings, and they're little tidbit blessings, and you're supposed to grab those tidbit blessings, because what they're going to do is lessen the crap, lessen the muck, to jump you up to the next level. That doesn't just occur. It's really being conscious of where your mind is at. And I think part of the problem, we were so blessed last week with having 3 amazing guests that often talked about the road to get to where they are now, that they understood that going through the muck and the grime led them to a higher self, now that they can embrace the crap that they went into, because that's the fuel and the journey and the experience that's going to help them help others through the same crap. Don't you think, Jan?
That is so true. And you look at those different events that happen, and then I was looking at the pictures of all of us when we came back here after the funeral, and we had the pizza truck here.
Oh, that was fun.
And that was just so much fun. And I just felt enlightened. And then, I came back to my desk, and I was, straightening up, gearing up for this week, because I have a very busy week. And, I looked at some of the stack of books that I've been involved with, and I'm like, wow, that's, just so many things that that popped into my mind. And like you said, our 3 guests from last week really showcase And let me tell you, it's not easy, because as many people know, and if you've read any of the books that I've been involved with, I've shared some very personal and intimate details of my life. And I did that with a gratitude, but with not only respect for myself, but for my family. I felt that it was something that I really needed to focus and share, so that maybe somebody else, that it would help somebody else. That was the intention of that. And as our guests were talking and sharing the intimate, raw, vulnerable details of what they had been through, oh my gosh, the fact that even after that, where you get to a place where you're comfortable with where you are in your life, but to share that and develop different programs to help others is, I just think, really amazing.
I mean, it's so true. And you have to just really give yourself and allow yourself that time to embrace and feel what you're feeling. Too many times people stuff it down. This weekend we had a little getaway, and it was kind of a bumpy start, trying to, everyone trying to get out of the house. Everyone, that's just John and I, but, coordinating the damn cats, and, wanting to get on the road earlier than we did, and all these things. And sometimes it's a little bit bumpy, but when you pause and you say, okay, oh, first off, good morning, Diane. Diane is watching with us from Connecticut. Good morning, Diane. Diane Rowe, she's a cousin, like a friend cousin, but she's always been a cousin. So shout out to Diane this morning. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. But when you really you have these expectations, and it's stuck in our mindset of how things are supposed to be, and sometimes it's derailed. No matter how you plan something out, funeral, wedding, getaway, Monday, there's always going to be a derailment. So if you're not prepared for it and try to either find the blessing out of it, sometimes it might be the humor out of it.
Oh,
so one of the humorous things that I'm trying to, wrestle Saturday morning to get out to celebrate our special weekend was the damn cats, the flipping cats. Like, I'm trying to pack and they're in the suitcase. And I kept saying, I'm thinking, I'm having a conversation with a cat. What is going on here? Which, the cats are part of our family. So, of course, little Jerry Seinfeld, you're gonna have that chat with, right? Jerry, get the hell out of the suitcase. Because I'm thinking, although he looked really cute in it, the cat hair. Like, get out of my clothes. So, and that's a small piece. But however, that small tidbit of kind of getting frustrated can lead to a bigger frustration, bigger derailment, bigger frustration. So, find the humor in it. So in that case, instead of embracing, maybe the sadness of something, I had to embrace the frustration of something and kind of turn it into a humorous situation to kind of get through with that, to get through that to that next step. That's a very small tidbit example of Monday mindset. And that is something that, Monday mindset isn't not just for Monday people. It is for every day. We have a theme Monday through Friday for a reason, because these are all stepping stones of a better development of better habits, better thinking of things, better way of living, a healthier way of living. And it's a combination of all those things that really make us whole body, mind, and spirit, that we are, fit for public, that we are fit for humanity, spreading kindness, spreading love, awareness. So these are all things, but you also need that time to where am I at? If something's frustrating me, I got to flip that. Find something that either, I also say too, when you're really feeling like crap, go out and do something nice for somebody. Makes you feel good.
Yes, it does. And when my birthday typically comes around, I always think of what I'm going to do, the upcoming year, things I want to accomplish. And of course, we have a big family event next year. Our niece is getting married in California, couple days after my 60th. So of course, Gary and I were chatting about that. And we want to plan to maybe fly out a few days before that so we can do some little sightseeing. I haven't been to California in years. And I'm not even sure I remember where exactly in relationship to where Amanda lives. But anyways.
Wine country.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think it's wine country because John and I mean, that is a very big year next year. Because think about this. You're going to be turning 60. You're entering into the 60s. Woo-hoo. John and I will be celebrating our 40th. If we just celebrated our 39th, we'll be celebrating our 40th. And Michael turns 40 in February.
Oh, sweet.
Does he? No, he turns 39. Woo! Phew, I had to think about that for a second. He turns 39. That's right, because we just remember 39 years. He will be 39. No, he's not 40 yet. God, you know, when you start thinking about different things, I mean, how many times do you sit there and you think of your children, your grandchildren, your whatever, you know, and as the age goes up, or you're on social media, right? And all of a sudden you see, you know, maybe you one of your children's childhood friends or whatever, and all of a sudden they're celebrating, they're getting married and having babies. You're like, what? I remember them being this tall and now they're having babies. What is going on with the world? And I think part of mindset is really appreciating time as well, because time moves quickly, especially as we get older, don't you think?
Yes. And of course, I reflected on my surprise 50th birthday party, and that's where things happen. And
it's a great party.
It was a wonderful party. It was a wonderful surprise. And it's kind of funny when you think about it. I mean, that's when I was wearing the high heels, the spikes. Wouldn't think nothing of walking all day in them. Of course, now I, you know, whatever. But if you remember, Primetime was playing there, Sal and Ralph.
Yeah.
And we went to go out to dance on the dance floor. Well, I didn't realize that somebody spilled a drink and I fell.
And I think it was actually somebody from our group.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I don't know for sure, but a lot of people, I do remember seeing people with beverages. And like I said, it wasn't just our group. There were several people that it's one of those types of restaurants where you're just kind of like, hey,
yeah,
blowing.
As soon as I fell, I immediately knew. I'm like, I just tore up my rotator cuff. And it was very, very painful, but I'm like, it's my 50th birthday. And that's when I started doing shots.
Yes.
So I was not drunk prior to that. But the funny thing about it was 2 months later, I had to have the first shoulder surgery. So when I look back at my 50s, I crack up. 2 shoulder surgeries within a year, 2 car accidents within a year, shingles again. So it was the 3rd time I got shingles, 2 dental implants, major hip surgery. I was like cracking up, like,
I'm like, yeah, you know, and it's funny because, you know, how many times can you talk about, like, you know, your family members, or maybe you have that friend that they're like accident prone, or they're always in and out of the hospital for something one way or another. And, you know, you roll with the punches, you know, and it's a punch, but what you can say and what I can reflect on, you being my sister, is that you always come back punching. So, I mean, you could have really just said, screw life right now. I'm going to just play the old fiddle for my old fiddle song because I'm feeling pity party. And you never did that. You always came back with a stronger vengeance. And I really, again, think that sometimes those are the derailments of life that really push us in a forward motion of maybe a direction that maybe even a forward motion we didn't even know that we were going to go down that road. We didn't know we were going to go down. So I think that for every action, there's a reaction that leads us somewhere else. And I think that's part of always having that good mindset, because it's so easy to succumb to the, you know, I need to be better about, you know, I feel miserable, you know, I can't function. I can't, you know, actually when I'm looking, you know, thinking about Diane in particular, you know, she went through some hard times with her knee and just being held up, and, you know, the road to recovery is not always easy, but the point being is you have to see beyond that immediate situation. It's temporary, even though that temporary may seem like a long time. You know, it could be years worth, it could be decades worth of recovery from alcohol and drug abuse to, injuries to depression. It's the comeback, and it's always knowing and not giving up on yourself, that the comeback's going to be stronger than the person I left behind. And I think you really showcase that through all your different situations. So kudos to you, Jan. Give yourself a pat on the back, especially your birthday back, 59 years old. I can't believe you're 59.
I can't believe I'm 59.
It's a number. I mean, I always say that when as each year rolls on, which is true for me and my mindset, and I hope that we share that with others. It's just a number.
Yeah, Gary said this morning, oh, just think, I met you 10 years ago when you were 49. And I'm like, shut up.
Well, and you talk about that. That's one of the things that John and I talked about, really going, celebrating 39 years of marriage. And then, obviously dating probably, I think it was 5 or 6 years before that time frame. And the different segments of the relationship, because contrary to what most people think, not all marriages are perfect. I don't know one that is. And you go through, different pivots, divots, derailments, this and that. But there's something about the common denominator that you can't depart from. And that's the sole purpose of why, you united to begin with. So, we did some reminiscence on some of the places that we've seen, some of the places that we want to go to, and always counting our blessings for sure. What I also thought was what I wasn't expecting was the further we went south, because we were in Palm Beach, the further we went south, the more backwards I felt like we were going as far as the virus. Believe it or not, we were at a beautiful resort, and there were a lot of people from up north there. The hotel does not require. I mean, the staff still is wearing. They don't have to, but they are wearing mask coverings, face coverings, and watching the different people observe those that decide to show their pretty face, their handsome face. So that was different. And also from a restaurant perspective was different than Vero Beach. So what that really, what John and I actually chatted about was the blessings of our little piece of paradise in Vero Beach, where we've been blessed. I mean, we really never were closed down at all this year. Maybe about the first 6 to 9 weeks, that initial where everyone was hoarding the toilet paper and trying to get the germ stuff and, wiping the bags off and grocery shopping and leaving when you think about how crazy that was, keeping the groceries in the garage before they were wiped down, I thought, boy, have we come far from that moment. So it is funny, even within Florida, the further south you go. Now, ironically, the further south we went, their numbers initially were a little higher. Now, I mean, the state of Florida is extremely low. As big as we are, extremely low. So, it really causes you to reflect that even going an hour and a half away from where you're used to being, that the mindset is much different, which was kind of weird when you think about it. But, we had a good time. It was fun.
That's awesome that you guys had a good time. And I got hit this weekend too with the bad allergies. I know there's a lot of people suffering out there. Saturday and Sunday we had 80. Well, Saturday it was 90. Yesterday it was 89, so it was 90. Today it's just going to be in the low 70s. But the allergies, whoa! I had the sneezels yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that. It's that yellow gunk. See, we don't have that. Thank the Lord. Because I remember that. I remember just wiping everything down, and you want to open up your windows and get that fresh air in your lungs, and then I can't breathe. And then you're wiping the window sills down, and your cars are all yellow. Don't miss that. Kind of like snow. Don't miss that either. But it is Monday mindset. What are you going to do to make sure that you're on point with how you're feeling, embrace where you're at, and then move on? Several things that you can do. Take time for yourself, number one. That's paramount. It's not selfish, contrary to what a lot of people believe. write down, go in your journal. If you don't have a journal, you don't have to have anything formal. You can have just a notepad and just write some things down of reflection. Maybe start with, maybe you've never done that. So maybe this is the first time that you're going to say, they always talk about keeping a journal. Those two sisters, they keep talking about a journal. You know what? Just there you go. Just get something and write something down. Maybe reflect over this past weekend. Did you have goals that you forgot to check off? Or maybe you had goals that you didn't get to? Guess what? It's never too late. Put them on for this week, right? Maybe you wanted to get to that book and read it and you didn't. Give yourself an hour or two. Read a few chapters. Maybe you want to reorganize that cabinet, that closet. Maybe you wanted to change the look of your room. You know what? A great way for mindset is creativity. And I always say, if you're really down and you're feeling like ick, take your room apart, switch things around, maybe switch a picture around. I always like going to Big Lots. You always find something fun at Big Lots or Big Jobs or wherever you are, whatever it's called. Treat yourself to just a little something and make that the focal point of the room. When you get creativity, that is also going to help your mindset in a whole different way. And you're going to feel good. And you're going to feel like, I checked that off. But do something for you. And then, because when you do, guess what? You feel good, right? Get you those endorphins up. You feel good. Always do something kind for somebody else. It's going to change that whole mindset around. Don't you think, Jan?
Yes. And in closing, I want to share something that I wrote yesterday in my journal. I've decided that when I close out what I'm writing for the day, I call it the 5. And I think this is a great way to kind of reaffirm for yourself how you feel about yourself, right? Or different things that you want to do. So the first one, I have the power to create change. I am strong. Get your tickets to the gun show. I am in charge. I'm going to make you so proud. How you doing? I believe in me. And on that note, I want to thank everybody. I can't believe all the texts and phone calls and everything I've been getting so far. My sister, I love you. I wish I could give you a hug right now. And thank you, everyone. Not only because today is my birthday, but today is a day to celebrate the new season and what on this Mindset Monday, what you can do to help not only yourself, but others. On that note, my name is Janis, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0, entering my 60th year with 2
Sisters, and this is Carroll-Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, live from a sunny Vero Beach, ready to get my pickleball on. And I would kind of give you a 5.9 because you're 59. So let's go with Jan giving a 5.9 diva, I think today, just for today, just saying. Okay. With that, you guys have a great Monday mindset. We will see you tomorrow for Triumph Tuesday. Think about what you triumphed over, whether it's from the weekend, today, maybe it's tomorrow morning, doesn't matter. We're going to try it. We're going to celebrate us. We want to celebrate you. With that, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Bye, everyone.